world's #1 crypto trading robot. My name is Kyla and I work in growth here at Tafabot, and I make sure that everything that happens here in the HQ gets communicated to all of our Tafa fans all around the world. Now, I'm excited to show you guys the rest of the team. Let's go.
Hello everyone, I'm Irish and I work in operations here at Tafabot. I oversee all units and make sure we're always working to give you the best trading experience.
Hello guys, I'm Isra. I work in the growth department at Tafabot. I make sure that you have the best trading experience. I provide you all the educational resources I need.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Remy and I run product strategy and product design here at Tafabot. What that really means is I'm responsible for bringing out the new features, functions, and overall app experience for you guys as we grow.
Hi, my name is Solo. I'm an engineer at Tafabot. We make trading easy and smart for you.
Hey guys, my name is Gary. I work on development here at Tafabot to make sure that you have tap on time on the app.
Hi guys, we're glad to have you at the Tafabot HQ. I'm Samuel Benedict, CEO at Tafabot.
And now we'd like to introduce you to Mr. Dogecoin. He fuels all of our tummies and provides us with all of the snacks here at the Tafabot HQ. Now that you've met the core team here at the Tafabot HQ, we'd like to invite you to come swing by our office. We'll see you here at Business Bay, Dubai, UAE. Bye!
Hello, Tuffins. Welcome once again. It's a super interesting week, and there's so much we want to cover in the markets. Before we do dive in, there's so much important update about the market, and you want to make sure that you do not mix any of the updates. Before we dive into that, we want to share feedbacks from our users. So we want to understand if you do know how much you made last month and you've been following this live trading section, I want you to go into this Zoom chat right now and tell us how much profit you did make last month cumulatively following the live trading section. So if you made 30% profit totally this last month, you made 40% profit, we want to understand your result and we want to improve from there. And for those who are joining us for the first time, this is our live trading sections. And what we do with this section is give you trade configurations that you can use directly into Tafabot to become super, super profitable. So for those who have made profit by following this in the last 1 month, we just want to see how much profit you've made totally. Amazing. One user said, I've made 20% of my total capital last month. Another user, I started with $1,500 21 days ago. Right now I have 1,800, even despite that I took some stop loss in some trade. I have 1,800, amazing. Another user, I made 20% profits in March. Keep sending it in. We want to see how well this is helpful and how do we improve this further. The chart is open. Another user, I made 35% profit. Super interesting. So you want to keep sending that in. Let's know how helpful the live section was and how do we improve it. User said I started 2 weeks ago with $100 capital. I have $140 right now. So you did 40% profits. That is a really, really amazing result. Let us hear from other user. Another user, I started with $140. I have made $28. So you've made about 20% also. Keep sending it in. We want to know how well this is helpful. And you do know that in Tafabot, we are always doing something new. We're always improving. So we're taking this data and we want to do something better with them that is going to profit you even more. Amazing. Some users made 45% profit. This is really, really amazing. Keep sending those in. We want to know how helpful that was. As I say, I started with $430 15 days ago. I have $760. That is amazing. So you've done more than 50% profit. That is beautiful in 15 days. That is so amazing. Congratulations. Keep sending those in. Want to see how far. We believe this month is going to be better. So if you've made any amount last month, want to make sure that it is a continuous growth. This is some crazy amount of profit. Keep sending those in. Want to know how much percentage of profit have you done with Tafabot last month? There is the leaderboard where we do see a lot of these whole datas. And we're also improving that much more so that we can have more person ranking into the leaderboard based on the monthly profit. So it's not going to be like overall profits like we used to have. It's going to be how much have you done this month. So that is something really, really amazing. There's so many of you, a lot of persons say I've made 30% of a $200 capital. Another have made 30% of $5,000 capital. So on average, what we're seeing from all of this is that we did 30% on average for every user. That is really, really beautiful. So we want to be consistent with that. We want to follow that through, and we also want to improve on that. Last week, I did say that we're working on a whole new system, much more advanced system than what we currently have right now. And we're also upgrading most of our algorithm like NeuroNet. If you're connected to NeuroNet, we're also doing an upgrade there. We want to make sure NeuroNet starts going beyond a basic 10%. We want to push it further with the best security of funds, of course, but push it further to the maximum profit it should be able to do. So there's a lot of algorithm development to look forward to. As we keep seeing the market, we keep developing. And today's market is quite a unique one that I cannot wait to jump in and share with you. And that is also leading us to improve our algorithm more to cover up for every kind of market space. This is super amazing. So let's head into what the market is saying. First, we did a ROCL trade that completed at 25%, although this was like 50% for some other users who restarted the trade like we instructed during the weekend. We didn't share a trade setup on Friday, but we instructed on Saturday to start up some trade, and that gave a lot of profits like ROCL. We also did the profit with Band, 25%. That's beautiful. We also did with Lena. Lena was amazing. We had to start Lena over and over again and kept taking profits. Then ANKRO, this was quite an interesting one. And this also leads us to what is happening in the market that you want to pay serious attention to. So in ANKRO, we did see something unique playing out, which was ANKRO team announcing on April 1st that they were having a big partnership, which led to ANKRO spiking really, really up over the roof. And at the end of the day, they announced this was an April Fool and the price crashed. Now, for some users, you did have a trigger stop loss of about 2% or so. Those users that are auto leverage, for users on auto leverage, you didn't have any stop loss triggered and you took your whole profit from that. That is really good. So the markets could be manipulated a lot of times, like we did see with ANKRO, and we keep looking for ways to safeguard and secure our users from such kind of occurrence. But that was very, very unprofessional from the ANKRO team to do that. And this happens when you're in industries that are not fully regulated globally. So that led a lot of persons to buy into ANKRO only for it to be an April Fool. So if you did hit a stop loss on that, you want to be excited. Also, if you did take a profit, you want to be excited. Both of them are a good thing. Then we had for Compt also. Compt closed this last trade thereabouts early today. So that was also a good profit. Comp was one of the most static markets. It was just static, wasn't moving up until yesterday, and we did take a profit. Then we did Lena over and over again. Lena was a really money printer. That is amazing. Lena was really good money printer. There's a lot of questions coming in. If you're sending those questions or feedback into the chat, you want to keep sending it. We try to go through all of the questions and feedback before we end the Zoom. Like there's a lot of questions other users are asking. If you do have a question or feedback, you want to send it in and we'll try to see it through. Then we have SXP trade that is currently running. So this leads us into what is the market doing right now, and you want to pay attention to this. This is unique, different from everything you have ever seen the market do, and it is something that is very, very alarming that we need to be aware of. So first, let's start with the liquidation data. So over the last 24 hours and a couple of days, what we've been seeing the markets do is running a 50% long liquidation and a 50% short liquidation. So if we switch it now, the data are increasing right now. In an hour ago, it was the same. So it's running between a 50% long and a 50% short liquidation. So this is something very, very crucial to note, that the market ranges up, clears people's that trade at the top, ranges down and clears people's trade downward. And there's something particular that we want to note. If we move straight into the other analytics, we're going to see again, just like last time, we've seen the scenario where we said the market at this point can literally do anything. There is no guarantee it's going to go up. There's no guarantee it's going to go down. The markets can do anything. And any direction the market does choose from this point is going to be infinite. So what we do see again is a lot of other ties between long and short, which explains why the market goes up a little bit, clears up some position, goes down a little bit, clears up some position, and not making any better decision yet. So it's a very careful part. Now, if we move into the chart, you want to pay attention to this. This is really, really vital. So if you move into the chart, this is one of the first time that we see money flow coming out of BTC. You want to take note of this. So even if you're not taking any setup, this affects how you should do your trade totally. We are seeing money flow leaving BTC. At the same time, we do see decreasing money flow from USDT. So this is something to note. People are selling off BTC. At the same time, they're selling off USDT. Much more interesting is that at the same time, they're selling off altcoins. So the money flow over Y keeps decreasing over here. So people are selling off altcoin. At the same time, they're selling off USDT. At the same time, they're selling off BTC. Something is happening behind the scene that is going to reveal itself in the market in the next couple of days. And we need to be very, very careful about that. Now, what is going to happen in each side of the market, you can't really tell. But whatsoever is playing behind the market is going to be revealed soon. And if you're on any wrong direction of the market, it's going to totally slay that person out of the market. So one scenario that could be happening here is people are moving back to fiat. They're going to dollar, that they believe that the whole market, including USDT, maybe there's a news that is brewing somewhere that could come out in the next couple of days that everything is going to go to zero. We don't know. Or maybe in second scenario too, that money is leaving USDT, leaving BTC, and they're planning to move it into altcoin. Now, we've been saying in the last 1 week that we're expecting an altcoin bullish movement, and which we did see some altcoins do, but all of the movement failed. Now, other altcoins that are still bullish, if you go through the market, are bullish in a very manipulative way. Now, what do I mean by manipulative? If we go to SXP, for example, if you're following SXP, SXP is trading with an 8% difference between spot and futures. So what you see here is the SXP price in futures at 7.8. If you're trading SXP spot, SXP is trading at 8.7. You never see this happen anytime. So something is happening behind the scene. This SXP is trading at over 10% premium, different from spots and futures. It doesn't happen anywhere without the exchange closing the gap. Now, the exchange are not stepping in. They are not closing any gap. people are trading between spot and futures with an 8% premium difference. So if you see SXP pumping up, there is no chart to read, there is no news to read, there's no reason, there's just a lot of gap manipulation happening. Now we see the same thing happening in a lot of altcoins. ANKRO did the same with the April Fool, and that happened. SXP is doing the same, and you do know who are the partners of coins like SXP, so you could understand how much the coin is having this kind of gap, and the exchange are not stepping in to close this gap, or whales are not stepping in. Something else is happening behind the scene. Now, what could possibly go on here is that the market has cleared up every single trader in the market, even if you're on 5S. SXP is moving over 200% profit in a couple of days. So the market has cleared every single trader trading it, even on a 5S. Now, of course, Tafa users are still very, very safe because of the Martingale system. But the price keeps stretching forward to hit this top here without any valid reason, and also trading at a premium gap between spots and futures. So what we could see is that all of the shorts are cleared, and there's a lot of long position hitting into the market. And when the market hits the stop, we can see a crash back down. So we see a lot of this happening in the market. Now, usually this happens when there is something else that is going to come up in the market in a couple days, weeks or so, and the market is creating a heavy bear or bull trap. So if you're trading any other market, you're seeing all of this market declining, ANKRO banned, because money is leaving everything. The whole market is on red. But you find few markets being manipulated. Now the question is, should you short the market because money is leaving it? The answer would be no. Should you long the market because S&P and some other markets are being manipulated? Same way, the answer will also be no. ANKRO has liquidated so many accounts who FOMO'd into the long because it was triggering. The same way S&P is going to liquidate so much accounts that's triggering into the long because they are seeing the price move. Now, you don't want to touch market like this that is trading at a different premium. It is too shabby, it is too sketchy. You don't want to touch it. So what do we do about the market? You do find BTC in a tie between the bear and bull zone, and there's no movement, nothing is happening there. At the same time, we do see money flow going out of it. At the same time, we do see money flow going out of USDT. At the same time, we do see money flow going out of altcoin, in exception to some highly manipulated markets. So any market can be picked at any time, just like SRP, ANKRO, and be manipulated 100%. So to gain clarity about each and every of this trade, what we want to do is to do one of the best trading practice. And that best trading practice is no trade is equals to trading. Now, the question now becomes, what's to do about people on S&P and the rest? Now, if you're on S&P, for example, in this highly manipulated market, S&P Spot has the capacity to hit $1. Now, when S&P Spot does hit $1, we should expect a large level of decline, a large level of crash. Now, how far it's going to crash to, we can't tell, but this could be one of the biggest bull trap that would happen in altcoin over here. And the same thing happening also on the futures or on the spots. So if you're in any of those markets, what you just want to do is two things. Number one, you want to make sure that either you want to trigger a stop loss on it, or you don't want to trigger a stop loss and you want to hold it just like ANKRO did till the market pulls down forward. Or if you do have capital to say, okay, I want to keep entering more entries into S&P to have more average price, you could expand your number of entry to cover up for more entries that S&P is currently giving. But ideally, you do not want to touch any of these markets. Could you take some trade and make profit? Yes, you could get into some market right now and they start making profit, but you do not want to be stuck in any bear or bull trap at any time until the market gives an absolute clarity as to what it wants to do. Now, what are we doing about what are we doing in TAFA for times like this? We're already looking into, our research team are already looking into how do we cover up for times like this where the market is unknown, there could be a bull or bear trap, and you don't want to be stuck in any of them. And we're already making a new improvements to cover up for that, which we're going to start showing you in the next couple of days or weeks. But right now, you do not want to be stuck in this kind of market. If the market does give better clarity in a day, in 2 days time, then it becomes very, very clear if we're going altcoin bullish, you're going to make more money in 1 day if the market is clearer in altcoin bullish than you would ever make if you're trying to just jump into the current market. If the market is bearish and everything is going to zero, for example, you're still going to make more money in 1 day than you would have made if you're just trying to trade because you want to trade right now. So the best policy when you see highly manipulated market like this with no volume, no money flow, is to ignore such kind of market and do not do anything about it. There's a lot of questions there. Users asking, S&P trade, what do I do? I just explained it. There's still a lot of other questions. Let me know in the Zoom chat if this is totally clear, and so you do not take the opposite direction at any time. Amazing. User said very clear, very clear. Just like on Saturday, if the market does become clearer, we're going to send in alerts immediately to tell you these are trades you want to take right away. These are what you want to do. But until that happens, whatever trade you take right now is jumping on a high level of risks that you might not be able to manage. Amazing. Clear. It's better to stay out of the markets than to be stuck in a losing trade. That is beautiful. This is how far SXP has done. 293% movement. 293% movement in a week. This is, you don't want to go there. Amazing. User said, okay, which is best for S&P, stop the trade or leave it? For I personally, I'm in S&P trade, and what I did is I'm not stopping the trade. I still have more entries in. If all your entries are exhausted, what you want to do is expand your entry. I believe we did have, depending on your capital, 5 number of entry. You might want to expand it to 10. That is if you have capital to cover for it or you do nothing, right? I don't want to stop the trade because I believe it's going to be one of the biggest trade profits. So what I'm doing is I'm expanding my entries into it more and more to cover up for all the market wants to do. Amazing. You just said very clear, this is why I love TAFA to the moon. Perfect. Now there's a concern a user raised about auto leverage in bracket aggressive, not triggering a stop. Now the interesting thing about how auto leverage triggers a stop is that the market must actually be aggressively against you. Now all of these markets are not an instant pump. Now if you were following S&P just about an hour ago, we were just 2 hours ago or 3 thereabout, it was just around here and we were at the exact point of our average entry. So you did see it over here. So it was ranging at our average entry where there was absolutely no loss or 1% or 2% loss. Now, at some particular points, this is like an hour, 2 hours ago, the market did this shoot up again. So it will not trigger at this point because it still believes this market has not blown outside the range that it needs to go. So we're still covering up for the range. All your entries are not in yet. You just said, I'm in S&P and ANKRO. What should you do? I don't believe you should be in ANKRO because ANKRO has done really massive dump, it should be that you've taken all the profit from it. If you're not, you want to shut that down because it should have closed, except you're restarting the cycle more. Okay, Isa is asking, how can I expand the entry? Very interesting question. Perfect. And then another user noted something very interesting. He said Binance is charging so much for S&P, about 3 times already. So if you're on S&P trade, you will notice funding fee is over 1% or 2%. This is a crazy amount of fee. So if you're in any S&P position, Binance could just send you, you've been charged 2% of your trading capital, 1%. That tells you how far the market is doing. So there's a lot of charge happening around it. I know personally I've been charged over $100 on SRP by Binance for funding fee. So you want to note that also, all of those charge happening. Amazing. User said my SLP has completed. I have only ANKRO and ROSC. You shouldn't have ROSC trade anymore or ANKRO. It should have exhausted its strategy period, except you restarted it. If not, you want to shut those down as they were completed as at yesterday. You don't want to stay in a trade that is already exhausted. Okay, another user is saying, how do I know if I've exhausted my entry? Really interesting question. So let's go into how do I expand my entries. Okay, so let's go into the calculator. So if we hit the Tafabot Martingale calculator, it gives us a clue on how to expand. So let's take, for example, that earlier you were having, let's say, a capital of $1,000, for example, and you were covering 33% price movement, 6 average, leverage 10. So this was your setup last time. So what we could do over here is to say, okay, I have $2,000. I want to pull in, expand my entries in there. This time, I'm not going to be covering up for 32. Let's say I want to move it to cover up for 60, for example, 6, and then I have a total different new entries that I can expand into my setup. So you just expand it, cover up for more price movements, the same average, more price movement, and the new capital, updates the settings accordingly, and it's going to update to continue running. Amazing. Then how to know if you've exhausted all your entries. In the new app, we are also adding facility for you to see how many number of entries that has happened and also the strategy period. But if you go directly on your app, you can calculate the number of entry in the trade history in your that particular bot. So when you open the particular bot, you see the number of trade that has happened. If you do calculate it from the time that first trade started, when you see the start price, you're going to see the trade history that has the start price up to the current history that it is. It will give you the number of trades that's been completed over there. Okay, another is that I want to move my accounts to auto deleverage. That is also very fine for times like this. I've not seen a reply. You should get a reply. If you do not, you want to email the futures at Tafabot again to hear from them. Another question says, is Lena still going down? My trade is remaining one strategy, which seems to be going against the market. Should I exist? Lena should be completed. Lena was one of the market we kept restarting over and over again. I believe while restarting Lena since Friday, we've done over 20 strategy periods. So you want to call off that trade, as you should have made way over what it was, except you want that trade to go through your own entry, and that is still totally fine. Another user, I stopped the bots. Can I turn on the bots right now? We are not trading SXP, so you don't want to turn on the bot for a market that we're not trading. And also you want to note when you turn off your bot, you also want to check your exchange to be sure you're closing the trade, because turning off the bot means you don't want the bot to handle your trade. Although in the new application, we did add a facility to close the trade directly while stopping the bot. Okay, I guess some users are just joining any new trade for today. We've explained that already about the trades for today. I believe that is very, very clear. Another is to say, what is the usual or likely price movement and average movement for altcoins for the purpose of Martingale calculator? They're totally varies if you go through, when we go through the chart. So you could see sometimes that we have, let's say 25% average movement or price movement. Sometimes they range up to 40 depending on each of the market. Now there's something to note. There are times that all of the altcoin or a group of altcoin are functioning the same way. Like there were times that we had Band, Lina, ANKRO, and several other altcoins functioning exactly the same way. So sometimes we could have the same price movement for all of the altcoins, but that is not always. They could vary. Another is that I was caught due to network issue. What do I do about SXP? I did explain, if you are on SXP, you either want to expand your entry so you could get more entry into the markets, or you want to cut off the trade if you are not on a large negative that you can handle, or you want to just allow the trade to flow the way it is. So I did say, for example, for I myself, I put in more capital, expanded my entries to give me more entries into S&P for more profits. Okay, another is I created two bots for same markets. If you're trading futures, it's not advisable to have two bots on same market, as futures treats each market, it doesn't matter which of them, as one single trade. So you don't want to have two bots, same market on future spot. You can do that. Okay, user said, when are we having the new app? Please do add an option to select auto deleverage and auto deleverage and neutral. Yes, that is 100% in the new app already. And you're going to be seeing that we should possibly be having a review of the app in one of our Zoom this week. So we could look into it and then we'll show you how the new app works. Okay, can you explain the expansion of entries again? What I basically said is, if your previous setting, if we go back to what was our settings for SXP. So if your previous setting was 32, you might want to expand that to 64, right? You're just doubling the price movement, but also you probably want to double the capital so that it calculates with a fresh capital, updates the settings with those new settings, and you will be fine for new entries. You just say, my bot is not taking in more entries for S&P. What should I do? Simply means your entries are done. You want to expand the entries again. Another is, how do I expand my entry? I just explained that. There's so much questions today. We're going to try to answer as much as possible and round it up. Today, user said, when are you getting into sports betting? Interesting question. We will look into that. And yes, we're also looking into Forex, and we'll come to that soon. Okay, as I said, those with low capital and aggressive, what options do we have to close the trade? Now, I did give 3 options. If there are no further capital for you to expand, then you're totally fine to hold the trade or close it. But all of this, like I said, depends on what is your risk appetite. Like I said, personally, I'm holding the trade, expanding my entry. Even if you do not expand your entry, you should also see that the trade is still fine up to this point, despite your current entry. Another user say my SLP is done, I restarted it. So yours is done and you want to restart the shorting. So yeah, it's good to make clear that a lot of users SLP is done. We just have very, very little users, less than maybe 2% users in SLP. So I'm just talking for those users, for those who are done already, you're asking, should you start it up to keep taking the shots? I don't want to advise that. What I did say, you want to stay out of the market. For those who are already there, we are only gathering average entry to get out of the market. Amazing, so many questions. Are you planning on average arbitrage future? Yes, there's so much future in the new app and we cannot wait for you to see them. I believe it's gonna blow your mind, absolutely, when you do see what we have in store for the new app. We don't want to say much about it yet until we do have it ready to show you. But what you want to note that whatever you have right now, the new app tops it up more than 100% more, both in algorithm, in functionality, and all of that. So we do look forward to that. Until then, we're going to call it a day today. And you want to do all we said. You don't want to take further entries into the market. Like we did talk about, we still have S&P trading in spots for 89 and in futures for 79. That is a very, very wild market. So you want to hold on. And we also have ANK around the rest, just static. Lena is trying to also push up. It could be the next market that is going to go into manipulation. So basically what whales look at is what market are people trading right now? Okay, could we manipulate it to make a lot of money out of them? So right now we just want to wait to have better clarity in the market. Like we did say, ideally, if everything is equal, we should expect an altcoin bull market, but this is not it yet. This is still a manipulated market and not a bull market. So let me know. There's still a lot of questions. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you, Tafa. I can't wait for the new app. Amazing. Amazing. So many questions. So many questions. There's so much coming to Tafabot, guys. We literally cannot wait for you to see them. Also, we're going to start having Tafa meetups. We're going to start having Tafa meetup in different cities. So if you're in any of the city, in any country that Tafa has footprints, we want to start having meetup in your city. If you are in Africa, Nigeria, if you're in Ghana, South Africa, if you're in the UAE, if you are in the US, in the UK, and different parts of the world, we want to start having meetups. So you want to start indicating that into the Zoom, the Telegram chats room. And we're going to start planning meetup in your region, your location. I see a lot of people already excited. Meetup, yeah. So yes, we want to start having meetups. If you're in Dubai, especially, our meetup, you're going to start having meetup at the office and also in the yacht. So if you're in Dubai, you're going to be having a Tafa meetup in the yacht. So if you're not in Dubai, you want to run to Dubai for such kind of meetup. For those in different locations, we want to start planning a lot of meetup. There's so much happening behind Tafabot, and we're going to start unveiling from this new month. So you should be expecting a lot of new packages from Tafabot from this week, and we're going to keep you updated. There's so much excitement in the chat already about meetup. Amazing. A question a user said, I do suggest in the new app, when you stop the bot, you should close the trade. Yes, we've already included that functionality. Stop the bot, close the trade. That is already there. We always are ahead, and we do have Tafans always in our mind. So we're always looking for ways to make trading better for you. So we already integrated that before you did ask. Amazing. Meetup, exciting. So I see there's a lot of excitement about Meetup. So we want to take it to the global community Telegram group, and let's see how many users we have in different locations, different places, and want to start having those meetups and so much more that is coming to Tafabot. Also, if you're an affiliate or you run a community, there's a big package coming from you for you also with the mirror system that opens up a new channel of profits for you and a new channel of community building. Amazing. User said, I'm in China. I will love Tafa in China. Amazing. A user said, I want to suggest that the new app should not close the trade in the exchange when the bot is off, because sometimes you want to off the bot but still monitor the trade. Once again, for that user, Tafa got you covered. In the new app, we do have a function called pause bot. So you can pause your bot and you don't need to stop it, right? So all you need to do is pause the bot, and Tafa will not take new trade. It will not stop the trade. It will continue monitoring the trade without new entries. If the trade goes in profit, it can decide to close it if you want, but it will not take further entry. So you can enter a trade and pause the bot, instructing it not to do any other thing on that trade, just hold the trade. So yes, that function is called pause bot, not stop, and we do already have that in the new app. For the user that is in China, we want to get to know you more. You want to send a message to bdd@tafabot.com. We want to see how we can start expanding into Asia and other parts of the world. So you want to send a message to bdd@tafabot.com, and we are going to be speaking to you about how we expand to your region. Amazing. User said, Tafa, I'm loving all I'm hearing. There's so much big things coming up. If we do start sharing that, we're not going to be done today because there's so much on the line. So you look forward to it, and Tafa got you. The user said, I have thousands of people in my community and I'm waiting for the new app to introduce Tafa to them. We'll also need your collaboration for this. Yes, we're totally open to collaborating with the community leaders, affiliates, or anyone who runs his own community in Tafa. We are fully open to that. And yes, we're going to be working with you on all of that. That is amazing. So with the new app, you'll be able to introduce Tafa to your community. Just to state again, a lot of the manipulation, again, that we talked about that is happening with SXP, I just saw on Binance. I'm not sure if this is the same with other exchange, but Binance has stopped taking into consideration the capital left in your balance to consider the liquidation for SXP. That is wrong. That is not how it should work. But you could tell that there is a lot happening, and you do know that Binance is an official partner with SXP. So you want to watch over SXP. If you're there, I see the liquidation price is no longer calculating the balance you have, despite the trade is on cross. They are just fixing a fixed liquidation price on SXP. So they really want to clear out a lot of users out of SXP. That is the goal. This is a serious boot trap. So you want to watch about that. And we're still going to keep updating what happens with SXP for just the minute user that is there. So if you're not there, please do not get into that trade. Do not touch it. It is too manipulated. Amazing. So a user said, I can't wait. I also have a large community that I want to expand to, and I believe the new app is the goal. Amazing. So you want to start expanding, you want to start building your own community. We're going to having this type of meetings with you alone, people that have community. And we're going to having this type of meeting with you where we show you how to make the most out of Tafa with your community also. So start expanding, build your own groups. You can also get them into the global Tafa. You can also own your own community group, but keep building that as we do have a major package. And if you're also here and you're doing something really exceptional about Tafa, we want to hear from you. You want to send that mail to bdd@tafabot.com. Let's see and know what you're doing. Yeah, I do understand that there are users who already are running radio seminars. We want to hear from you. If you're not doing that yet, you want to start expanding Tafa in your region, there's something really big coming up. That is amazing. So if you're owning your Tafa community, I want to state that all you're going to do is tell people sign up on TAFA. They will not need to join this live setup, as this live setup is still open, but they will not need to join because we are creating something that plugs everyone in seamlessly. You don't have to do the settings. You don't have to do literally anything. It's going to be a plug and play system with the new application. Okay, Isa is asking, in the case of Binance being involved with S&P, what is right? Should we stop it? Now, I personally do not believe that they do have the capacity to pull it beyond $1. Right now, they've pulled it to 90 cents, left with 10% more. From here, I do not believe they have the capacity to pull it beyond there. That will be breaking the whole chart structure, and I don't believe that they will be that foolish. But of course, this is crypto; anything can happen. Like I did say, you want to pull in into either more entries, or you want to call it off if you cannot handle that. But there's too much liquidation. This is not in our capacity as Tafabot, but this has also shown us much more improvements to make that covers up for even when an exchange wants to play this kind of manipulation, and Tafa users will not be bothered. We are improving on that already. That is beautiful. There's so much question. This was a really, really amazing time where we got to speak with the community like this. We're going to call it a day, and we'll keep the conversation going in the Telegram group. So if you've not there yet, you want to join the Telegram group, and we keep having this conversation. If you are in Dubai, UAE, you want to visit the Tafabot HQ. We are also running daily trainings in the office, and we're going to also start having meetups in different places, including a lot of them are going to be happening in the Yacht. So if you're there, you want to indicate you are in Dubai, UAE, and we're going to be having those meetups for Tafabot. So if you've not joined the group yet, the group is currently in the Zoom chat. So you want to look into that, click on it, and join the Telegram group. It's been a super, super amazing time. We look forward to what the market wants to do next, but Tafas will always make profits. As I say, when is the academy starting again? Yes, all of that also we're kicking off. You're going to see a lot of the educational content from Tafabot. They're going to start rolling out from this month. So a lot of stuff will start rolling out again. A lot of users still asking what is the setup for today. We've communicated that over and over again. You want to make sure if you did miss that, this video is going to be on YouTube in the next 30 minutes to an hour. You want to watch what is the market is doing. So please listen to it over again. It's going to guide you, even if you're doing your personal setup, about what the market is onto and how you can be careful not to be affected by it. Once again, S&P is about approaching $1 on spot. It's not doing the same on futures. Future is still trading at 80 cents. So you want to look forward also to that. All right, friends, this is going to be it. We call it a day, and see you all tomorrow. If there are updates about the market, of course, we're going to keep sending into the group. Thank you for attending the meeting today. And of course, your profit is our priority.